And when I did that, most people didn't really get me as much as they did when it come to emote. Courtney Hadwin, the shy teenager who stunned the world on America's Got Talent, has finally confirmed the rumors that have followed her for years. The truth behind her sudden rise, her struggles offstage, and what really happened after the spotlight faded. It's all coming out now. This is the moment fans have been waiting for. Nothing is off limits anymore. Join us as we delve into the story of Courtney Hadwin's life and career. A passion for singing. Courtney Hadwin grew up in the quiet village of Hessenden in County Durham, a small community in the northeast of England. Life there moved slowly, and it was the kind of place where everyone knew each other. Courtney shared her childhood home with her younger brother Paul and her younger sister Melissa, who were 3 and 4 years younger than her. Their parents, Paul and Anne-Marie Hadwin, raised them with care and support, always encouraging them to explore their talents. Anne-Marie had been born with a last-name story, and together with Paul, she created a warm and loving environment where creativity could thrive. From a young age, Courtney attended Heason Primary School, where she first began to show an interest in music. She didn't stand out at first, but as the years passed, her passion for singing started to grow. She moved on to study at the academy at Shotton Hall in Peterlee, where she continued to develop her talents. At the same time, she didn't just rely on school to learn how to sing. She took her training seriously and attended several different places to improve her voice and stage presence. She worked hard at the Shotton Hall Theatre School known as TASH, also in Peterlee. She joined Peanuts Masterclasses and the Kate Sears School of Music. Later, she trained under Julia Miles at Vocal Ovation, where she refined her technique and learned how to control her powerful voice. Courtney Hadwin always dreamed of becoming a singer. That dream began quietly with a simple moment that stayed with her. A moment when she saw a performance by a young girl named Connie Talbot. Talbot, a finalist on the first season of Britain's Got Talent, had a naturally sweet and charming voice. That moment inspired Courtney deeply. She felt something change inside her. From then on, she wanted to sing, not just as a hobby, but seriously, as something she wanted to do for the rest of her life. Although Courtney was gifted, she understood early on that talent alone was not enough. She needed help to develop her voice. She needed proper training. But music lessons cost money at a young age. She realized she would have to find her own way to afford them. She didn't sit around hoping for things to fall into place. She took action cleverly and boldly. With determination, she began busking on the streets of England. Her grandfather Tom Storer proudly shared that Courtney had been performing on the streets since 2016, even though she was just a young teenager. She would travel across the country, often going from town to town, looking for good spots where people gathered. The money she earned from singing on the streets paid for her music lessons and helped cover travel expenses. Sometimes it paid for patrol so she could get to the next busking location. It wasn't easy, but Courtney kept going, singing with all her heart and learning every step of the way. She wasn't afraid to stand out or work hard for her goals. Slowly, she began to attract more attention, especially from shopkeepers and people passing by. They appreciated her talent and stopped to listen, but not everyone was happy. Some of the other buskers felt threatened by her. Courtney often pulled in the biggest crowds, and people were more likely to stop for her than anyone else. They didn't like how much attention she received. Her local fame really began to rise in June 2016. At the time, she was only 11 years old and had just started attending the academy at Shotton Hall. Most of the students and teachers didn't know much about her yet. She was still new, and nobody expected much when she stood up to sing at a school open mic session. But when she began to sing Say Something by Great Big World and Christina Aguilera, the room went silent. Her voice stunned everyone. The performance was so moving that someone recorded it and uploaded the video to the school's Facebook page. Almost immediately, Courtney became popular across the school. Her classmates and teachers couldn't believe what they had just seen and heard. Suddenly, she couldn't walk through the school corridors without someone stopping her. They praised her, admired her, and wanted to talk to her about her voice. She found it a bit overwhelming, but she also felt good about it. It was strange, but it was also exciting. Courtney was never the loudest or most outgoing person. Her grandfather described her as a shy and quiet girl who didn't seek the spotlight in her daily life. But something changed when she held a microphone. On stage, she became someone else, someone more confident, more alive. Courtney herself once said she felt more comfortable singing than speaking. Singing helped her show emotions and feelings that were hard to put into words. It was her true way of expressing herself. Music competitions and music competitions bullying. Competitive singing began in April 2015. She decided to audition for her very first singing competition, Teen Star, in Newcastle. She bravely chose to sing Bob Dylan's emotional song, Make You Feel My Love. Even though she was still very young and had never been part of such an event before, she performed with confidence and reached the grand final. That moment gave her a taste of what it felt like to perform in front of an audience, and she knew it was just the beginning. In 2016, Courtney continued to grow as a performer. In April, she proudly won the Hartool Performer of the Year award. This recognition meant a lot because it came from her local area where people had seen her improve over time. She was also a finalist at the Beyond the Lights award ceremony, which helped her feel even more motivated to chase her dream. She didn't stop performing and continued looking for every opportunity to get on stage. In July 2017, she opened for the famous group Sister Sledge at the South Tyneside Festival. That performance was special because it was in front of over 18,000 people. It was the biggest crowd she had ever faced, and she handled it with the same passion she always brought to her singing. In January the following year, she sang again, this time at a fundraising event for youth support. The organization helped children with life-limiting illnesses and disabilities. Before her big break in America, Courtney had already appeared on all-known United Kingdom show. She was a contestant on the first series of The Voice Kids UK. For her blind audition, she sang Tina Turner's upbeat hit Nutbush City Limits. Her energetic performance quickly caught the attention of the coaches, especially Will. He enjoyed her stage presence so much that he asked her to repeat part of her act just so he could watch her dance again. In the end, she joined Team Danny, led by Judge Danny Jones, who guided her throughout the show. In the battle round, Courtney sang Dancing in Thou Street, going up against two other talented contestants, Ebony Green and Holly Furman. She brought her usual lively energy to the performance, giving it everything she had. For the semifinal, she delivered a fun and confident version of James Brown's classic, I Got You, I Feel Good, showing how well she could handle older, high-energy songs. In the finals, she sang the powerful ballad, And I'm Telling You I Am Not Going from the Broadway musical Dreamgirls. She gave it her all, singing with emotion and strength. Although she didn't win the competition, she made it to the finals, and her performances stayed in people's minds. Appearing on The Voice Kids UK should have been a positive experience for Courtney, but she was bullied instead. According to reports, things became difficult for her at school. Some classmates grew jealous and began to make fun of her. They teased her because she was getting attention and doing something different. Courtney was laughed at because of the way she sang and was told she sounded like a boy. Being different in a small community can be hard. And Courtney felt that clearly. She admitted that it wasn't easy to deal with the rude comments and laughter, but she tried hard not to let it affect her deep down. She hoped that the people who had been cruel to her were now watching her succeed. She stayed focused on her dream and tried to rise above the negativity. Her parents, meanwhile, became more and more concerned. The pressure and judgment their daughter faced at such a young age were difficult for them to witness. Her mother shared how the criticism made her feel frightened about her daughter stepping into the spotlight. But she also understood that it was Courtney's choice. If Courtney had the strength to keep going, then her mother felt she had to support her no matter what. Her father also stayed supportive, explaining that many famous singers had dealt with the same kind of hate. In Heises, what Courtney was going through was sadly just part of the journey. The young singer faced a level of criticism that would be hard for anyone to handle, yet she continued to move forward bravely and passionately. Her rise did stop at local fame. People might have expected her to try out for Britain's Got Talent, especially after being on The Voice Kids UK. But Courtney had a different idea. She wanted to go bigger, and she had a clear reason. Most of her musical idols were America Idols and it's the biggest show in the world. So yeah, she looked up to singers from the United States and felt drawn to the style, energy, and emotion they brought to their music. Courtney's family completely supported her choice to audition for America's Got Talent instead. They believed in her talent and felt that American audiences would understand her better. When Courtney Hadwin stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent, many people were instantly amazed by her powerful voice and wild, energetic performance style. She sang with so much passion and moved so freely it was hard to believe she was just a teenager. The AGT controversy. When the AGT controversy, Courtney stepped onto the stage during her audition for the 13th season of America's Got Talent. She looked a little shy. Her body language seemed quiet and there was a hint of nervousness as she spoke to the judges. But everything changed the moment the music started. She suddenly